Happy new moon in Scorpio, you guys. We are in the energy. I've read in places that it is good to wait through the void of the actual new moon because that is the darkness in its completion. And to wait until just after the new moon to start getting into your ritual and manifesting, because that's when the seed level of the light starts to come in. And so, just some quick notes about Scorpio. Scorpio is a fixed water sign, feminine, ruled by Pluto and Mars. So this is fixed in a way that's like death and taxes, right? It's unavoidable. Life's unavoidable, rent and transformation. And so a new moon is our seed level of beginning. It's where we, plant the seeds, where we impregnate our month with our intentions. It's when we begin our manifestations. So when we have these and this kind of happened last month too, there was this flip-flop of energy. It was like the full moon in Aries was like the culmination. It was like the ending that makes way to the beginning, even though they were like vice versa, because a full moon is a culmination and Aries is about birth. And so it was like a birth during an ending, which was like the same sort of mirrored, vice versa that we have right now. It's like the death and rebirth happening in this moment. It's very interesting. It's like our eclipse season wrapped up, a 6-month cycle, a year-long cycle, and then a major ending in our lives where we were doing this whole timeline jump where it's like we are string theory style jumping into a new reality, right? So this is the rebirth of the new self right now. And so this is our first new moon in this new cycle. And so that's why I'm wearing white today, because in a lot of cultures, white is a mourning color that they wear after a death. And so this death is like the sweet release of death that we've been praying for. It is letting go of all the bullshit in our life that is sabotaging us from actually aligning with our higher self and the kind of life that our higher self would be creating for the self, the kind of higher self that can actually show up and be what it takes to create and maintain and sustain that kind of life. And so we're really awakening to a lot of revelations and lightning strike epiphanies right now, where the pieces are really coming together, and not just in a conscious way, but in a way where it can finally take root, it can take hold. It's like you can hear something a million times, but until the ground is fertile for real growth, then it's just the seed is gonna lay dormant. And so right now it's like the seed is breaking open and the seed is no longer dormant. And so the new self is being birthed. And so use the energy and the intention of this new moon to really purge, release, and cleanse patterns from the past, things that are not going to go forward with you anymore, old dynamics. It's like we're having this new realization of self. We're having an expanded sense of philosophy and a new way to communicate this and demonstrate this. We're having these new ideas, and that's coming at the end of the month, or in the middle of the month, or actually we're kind of in the middle of the month now. Whenever the full moon in Gemini is, that's going to activate those nodes of the moon that are Gemini and Sagittarius pairings, right? So that's, expanded philosophy and how we express that going forward, right? So right now, the new moon being in Scorpio, it's like we're really releasing and dying to all those old ways of being, the things that we're just not wanting to invest our time and our energy into anymore, our resources. It's like you're just being really honest with yourself and you're cutting through your bullshit. And so it's allowing you to be able to see through general bullshit everywhere. And so the North Node is in Aries right now. So this is that new self-identity, this strength coming in. And so Mars is activated. Mars is a co-ruler of Scorpio, right? And so it's even more of this dynamic energy of this warrior soldier who's just knows what they want, almost like a hunter energy is just like going for it. And we're making way, and we're taking our decisive swing of the sword to cut away what is not aligned in our lives anymore. And so we're seeing really clearly what that is. And so Libra being in the South node, that's what we're leaving behind. So that's those old dynamics with life, with our relationships to other people, our relationships to our daily routines, our own self, our own health, our relationship to career and work-life balance, and the beautification of our surroundings, and all of it. It's our relationship to life. So those old relationships to life, those old patterns are stagnant, and they're only perpetuating more cycles of the same sort of repeat lessons over and over again. And we're just so done with it. We're going into new stories and new relationships and new experiences and new dynamics. And in order to do that, we have to stop telling the old stories. We have to stop playing into the old scenes. We have to stop interacting with those same characters in our story if those are no longer supposed to be there, and make room for others. And the ones that are staying, it's we can be our new authentic self within that, and have a rebirth and a deepening of, an expansion of, the relationships that we are going to carry on and foster and nurture. So we're really seeing clearly what we value, what we want to bring to the world, what kind of a self we want to be, what kind of a life we want to create, and we're determined to do it. And so now it's okay, we're allowing ourselves to go into the battle, allow the death to come and take it away. White is the presence of all color, and it's total purity. And it's even though it contains all, it's still so pure and clean and not diluted, right? Not, defiled. And so, white light, the light of the creator, it has all the spectrums of the rainbow in it. It has all the colors. It has all of the governing forces and ingredients of reality all in one. It's whole, it's unified, it's all together, it's complete, right? And it reflects light, right? It's bright. It's you want to look at it, but it also reflects light back out. And so another reason why, why I wanted to wear white, and why white is maybe, a traditional mourning color, in some cultures, I would guess. So Mars is squaring opposing Uranus, and that is adding sort of a diabolical element to everything, where we're feeling a little bit rebellious and ready to revolutionize what we have now had. These revelations have come, and now we're ready to revolutionize. Now we're all right, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling an edge. I'm feeling a little crazy. I'm ready to shake things up and turn it all upside down, and do what needs to be done and make moves, right? And so it's dynamic, it's unpredictable right now, but yet we kind of see where things are going. So we want to be in a state of cause consciousness, not effect consciousness. We don't want to be in a reactive state where we're just following our lower impulses and temptations and cravings and desires. We want to be very intentional with what we're doing, saying, and putting our intention and focus and energy on right now, because this is what we're creating from. This is the origins of the new story of our new life. So you want to take the ingredients and use them intentionally, right? We want to masterfully create something. We're not gonna just have our new life be randomly stopping through McDonald's. That's not the start of this. We want to be intentional and beautifully creating, fine ingredients of what we're cooking up for this next wave of the journey. So also, Wednesday, Venus moved into Libra. And so there's a lot of expansion happening with Venus themes right now. Venus has been very prominent in, the way things have been shaping and moving and adjusting over the last several months. And so things are finally sort of like starting to balance out and even out. And, you know, this, like, karmically speaking, it's like the scales are going to be balanced out. The scores are going to be evened. And I don't mean that to sound like, vengeful or anything like that. I don't think it's up to us to even any scores, because then we get our hands dirty and we have to work that off that process, right? It's just bad karma for us. We let the universe do that. But in that regard though, like, things are coming back around. We're reaping what we're sowing. So if you've been putting in genuine, you know, authentic, true effort, and you know what, you can't lie vibrationally, right? You can lie to yourself. That's why we're like cutting through our bullshit, right? We can't really make progress while we're like believing our own, you know, BS, right? So we're getting real with ourselves and we're getting clear, and because the universe is going to be clear with us, and whatever your circumstances are showing you, that is what you are vibrationally resonating at the moment, fair or not, in your eyes, right? So we need to, our perspective is just shifting, and it's becoming a lot less emotional and sappy, or the word, sentimental, and we're becoming more aware of like, okay, this is just like the law of gravity. This is just the circumstances, because this is what my energy, or the energy around me, is creating, attracting, and percolating. So in order to shift what I'm seeing, I need to first go to the source, the root level. So we're making these shifts in major ways, but we're starting from the inside, and then we're moving out. And the greater work that we do on the inside, the outer circumstances start to shift without a lot of effort from us. In fact, we can get out of the way and surrender and not be control freaks. Now, we can muscle everything into place on the outside if we attack everything from a material, practical standpoint and strategy, but then the same root cause and the energy is going to fester from underneath. That's why the needle is not going to be permanently moved forward unless we get real with ourselves first. And so that is building the vessel right there. It's like we have to prepare the vessel to be able to sustain the fulfillment of the manifestation, because the manifestation can come. We can connect with these opportunities, and we can have, you know, boons come in and just squander them. And if we don't have opportunity, if we don't know how to direct our opportunity with intention, then it's the opportunity passes us by, or it's wasted, or it's like it doesn't quite materialize. So again, staying on our game, being like more on fire than ever to push ourselves outside of what we think we're capable of, outside of our comfort zone, and reach a little bit further, and be, you know, a vessel for sharing, and not showing up in any given situation thinking, what can I take from this? What can I take from this? And instead show up to any given situation and say, okay, I'm a servant of the light. I'm a vessel of the light. I'm a channel of the light. And so if I'm channeling the light, that means I'm going to be a blessing magnet. And I'm going to be radiating blessings, because I'm going to be in vibration with the wholeness of all that is, right? So the more that we are in the consciousness of being in a state of wholeness and unity, the more that we're in alignment with that miracle zone. And what is truly in alignment and authentic and matches us and resonates will not be able to stay away. We will be magnetic for that. We have to have a clear intention. We have to clear out all the chaos and the energetic clutter that is creating static and is blocking the runway. You know, we need to clear the gates, right, for the universe to bring in the new. And so we need to create void space, and it's hard to let the void space be there, right? We want to fill it with something. We get antsy, we get angsty, but we can't do that. We have to muscle through in patience and grace right now, and intention, and walk on a tightrope, not because it's scary, not because we're trying to survive, but because we are up there in a circus performing artfully something that we've been preparing for. To show the universe the greatest show on earth, right? So give the upper realm something to be excited about, right? And I'm feeling it. I'm feeling a lot of opportunity coming through, feeling a lot of expansion, a lot of evening out, and a lot of expansion in our career, purpose, dreams, in a material way, and a lot of growth in our love lives and expansion in our friendships and relationships and, you know, all those kinds of relationships. But first, what happens first is we have to heal the relationship with ourselves, and we have to start here, because that is the seed level of everything that we experience. It's us. We are the control group in the situation. Everything else comes and goes, but we go with us everywhere, to every opportunity, to every relationship, to every conversation, to every moment alone where we are alone with our thoughts. We have to curate our thoughts because they inform our moods and feelings. We have to curate our feelings. We can't be making our decisions based on our feelings, because then we are the effect. We're not the cause. And so we have to know what we want, and we have to ignore how we feel, and we have to show up and do it anyway. Okay. All right, let's get into the Celtic Cross. I'm going to use my straightforward oracle. This is my custom deck that I've written, that I will hopefully be able to self-publish and put it available for you guys to buy. All right, party is over. This is the context of us in this moment. So it's like Scorpio is like, the party is over, meaning like the old ways, the old immature, impulsive, base instinct self that keeps you perpetuating in cycles that are keeping you in that lower state, that's over, right? No more overindulgence. It's detox time. Time to buckle down. Balance is needed. So sober up. Need a sense of purpose. Honeymoon is over. It's time to get to work. That is the context of this moment. You veered off path and graduation. So did you lose focus? Have you gotten sidetracked? Did you make a wrong turn, or where do things feel off? So again, this is what Scorpio new moon is asking us to get really clear about, to get rid of the infection from the seed of what we're planting, right? We don't want to plant an infected seed. And then graduation, major healing, lesson truly embodied, wholeness, white, next level of evolution, completion, successful finish. So again, it's like we are done with these things. So let them go, let them pass, digest them out of your life, and stop holding on to the bullshit. Let it go, because new things are coming in. What is crossing us now? And it's like there's no more to learn. The lesson is complete. We're moving on to a new chapter, a new cycle, right? It's like someone who has graduated high school, but they just keep staying in high school. It's like, no, it's time to go to college now. Don't keep staying in high school. So graduation. All right, what is crossing us in this moment? What is crossing us now? This one. Pay attention to your dreams. So, and what is this? And save your money. So right now, I would say, let's read this both ways. Pay attention to your dreams and save your money. So pay attention to your dreams. Pay attention to the dreams of what you're wanting to create, of your goals, right? And really focus your time and intention and attention on those things. Put your resources into those things. If you have an expanded, an expansion of money, like a windfall, or, even if you don't, use your money wisely. Put it away and maybe even try to grow interest with that, but don't squander it. Direct it with intention, or save it with intention, but don't blow your money right now. We're in that holiday season where it's so tempting to do so, and there's going to be so many things coming up, and things that are unexpected. And so just save your money, be wise with it. Don't be like miserly, but and also think of money too as all of your resources, all of your energy, strength, life force. Direct those things with purpose and intent. Pay attention to your nightly dreams. Your psychicness can open up right now. Scorpio is a very psychic sign. And so this is the seed level of the whole month as well. The new moon isn't just about the days surrounding the new moon, or even just the waxing cycle. This is the seed level of the whole 30-day cycle of the moon. So, pay attention to your dreams throughout this month, but particularly around the next couple of weeks. You may be getting like downloads from source or guidance or something from your subconscious is presenting, right? Maybe your dreams are showing you how you're feeling about life in a way that you can't process in your conscious waking state, right? But pay attention to what your dreams are. It's good to write them down in a journal as soon as you can because they go away so fast. And try to write down, you know, keywords, feelings, sensations, things that you can sort of identify and name. And then I really like dreammoods.com for my like A to Z, like you can look up like things that are in your dream and like read the definition of the symbols. They used to have more going on the website, but it's been under construction for like 8 years. So pretty much just the dictionary works, but you can look up so many random things are in there. It's crazy. So I like to use that one, and it's always like, it always resonates and it always seems like it's on point. Okay, what's the subconscious influence right now that is affecting the situation? This is a practical issue to overcome. It is what it is. This is surface level issue. It's a mundane task, face value, a physical world issue. No need to look further or read into this. Interesting. So it's interesting that this is in the subconscious because this might be patterns that are related to how you show up in practical matters. So in order to maybe, you know, start really embodying this new self, it's like maybe you've shifted a lot in your subconscious and now it's about putting that into practice literally. Either way, there is still healing to be done and things to be purged. But when that is coming up from the subconscious, it's like maybe like what it's affecting most is the practical, like the literal ways that you do things. And like the ways that you're showing up in life. So maybe in order to fully start embodying this new self, it's like, don't ignore the unpacking that needs to get done, but don't keep rehashing. It's like, start taking action with it. Start changing the way that you show up in your daily routines and literally do what you say you're going to do. Put your money where your mouth is. Okay, the next card will represent the influences from the past that are finally starting to lighten up. These are like lessons that are complete that we aren't really like going through anymore. It needs more planning and deep sleep. So that came up, but I think it's just good to take note that we need better sleep. We need to get into deep sleep so that we can also dream. The dreams come through. When we're sleeping, it's cleansing. It cleanses things that need to be purified. It's a miniature version of death. And so maybe, you know, we have been in sort of a deep sleep throughout the past and maybe even recently because so many things have been changing and shifting within us on a conscious level, on a subconscious level, on an emotional level, on a life level. So it's almost like when they put you in a medically induced coma, so that your body and your nervous system can recalibrate. It's like that's kind of what we've been in. We've been in sort of a hibernation period where it doesn't seem like there's been a lot of activity. It's been about dying, releasing, letting the old fall away, and then rebuilding, recalibrating to bring out something new. And so needs more planning with that in the past position. It's like we had so much more work to be done. We had so much more, you know, in our vision that had to crystallize. And we needed a lot more planning and a lot more clarity. And a lot more of the inner work needed to be done. But now the next phase is beginning. And so like we're, you know, maybe we are still in that healing and self-discovery, and we always will be, but like the next phase is starting. And so it's like we're coming out of this sleep. And it's like we're maybe feeling a little bit groggy because we're newborn babies and we've also just been giving birth to ourselves. And so it's like, it's very tiring, very exhausting. So let yourself have the rest that you need. But also just know that there's an awakening happening and it's starting to add to this feeling of coming back to life. But we're just beginning this new cycle. I mean, the threshold of life and death are the same, right? And so we're walking through death, but we're walking right into a new beginning. And so it's like we're in that threshold of like passing through this threshold, and it's just been a tough one, you know, and it's been intense and extreme, but we have to just let it happen, because I think that there's really great things and expansion on the other side of it. We're facing fears. All right, what is crowning us right now? What has the potential to come into being? I feel like it was this. This is an issue of confidence. So a birth of confidence is possible, and that's what is required in order to get us over the hump to our next leg of the journey. It's like embodying a new level of confidence, of the way that we, you know, go after what we want, the way that we are healing any second guessing of self or self-doubt, which is a, you know, shadow aspect of Libra, because Libra is always seeing everything from everyone's perspective. They're always questioning, they're always taking into account, you know, and so that can be a positive. It can make them a great mediator, but it can also make them vulnerable to losing their self and, you know, always negotiating it away. Whereas now, like, the tables are turning, the scores are evening, the scales are evening. And so it's like a reclaiming of self, you know? So having confidence and building that confidence is going to increase the magnetism and your own momentum and your own attraction. Like the law, it's going to activate the law of attraction. And your confidence is based on source, right? Because what is for you is like source is on your side, trying to doing everything source can to get you in alignment with your path that's laid out for you. It's not that you won't have challenges or obstacles, but it's like, it's the one that's intended for you. And so it's like the whole heavens are trying to help us do this. So it's like, we just have to get out of our own way sometimes. And then what's coming around the corner, forgiveness is what's being asked for. So forgiveness is a very powerful sacrifice to make. It really sacrifices our ego and opens us up to such like a powerful level of energy that we can, you know, when we break open our ego, that breaks apart shells of sparks of light, right? Creator light that can then be like directed into the spiritual alchemy of transformation within us. And then it can make us more bold and courageous and have the courage of our convictions. We can know all the right things to do. We can see our patterns and we can know what we need to do. And we can even have confidence in ourselves about doing it. But unless we can like make ourselves do it, and make that change and direct the energy in an intentional way, then it's like we won't have shifted. We will just have like done something temporary. So we have to embody that. We have to take that energy and then embody it, right? It's called earning the light to avoid bread of shame. And bread of shame puts us into this downward spiral because it puts us out of affinity with the light of the Creator. Creator feels no shame, you know? And so if we are receiving things that we haven't earned or that don't belong to us, it's like it creates this vibration of shame, of like knowing that we don't deserve it. And so it's like, oh, then we're having an affinity with we don't deserve, right? We're not worthy. And so then we reject as the vessel and we can't receive the light. We can't receive our blessing. And so we have to have that feeling of, oh, I deserve this. I'm worthy of this, right? So forgiveness, forgiving the self, forgiving others. It's so hard to do, but it opens up such a powerful energy because you're breaking a difficult piece of ego. It's uncomfortable. It is a self-sacrifice. You're sacrificing your pride and stubbornness, but you're also overcoming that too. And you're building strength and humility and integrity. And it opens you up for more compassion and mercy and favor. And so that is more affinity with the light, right? And then you feel better because you're not carrying around bitterness and disappointment and sadness, and you're not vibrating with separation and division anymore, but you're vibrating with, at least you're not vibrating with that, right? So that's not creating more contrast. You're just at least neutralizing that. You don't have to be like, oh yeah, well, everybody just come back and abuse me. It's just like, no, it's just like not carrying around the pain and the toxicity of the emotional weight of it all. It's just like letting the past be in the past, having a perspective of being a victor, victorious and healing, and letting it, elevate your consciousness and, let it be a force of healing and expansion for your life, whatever you're forgiving. Right. And so and with our parents too, with that tikkun healing, with that soul correction, it's a lot of times we have to have this healing work with our parents before we can get to these other stages in our life. And so for me, it helps to forgive your parents, the debt of being your parents. When we were talking about, I started to talk about this earlier, of going into any situation rather than being a taker, being a giver. And so when you're going into a situation and you're there to get something, it's not going to go your way. You're opening up chaos, but it's also going to exhaust you and deplete you. And leave you feeling, victimized or taken from or disappointed, or, it's going to cause a negative, perception and consciousness there. The seed level is then tainted. But when you're showing up as a giver, you're not expecting your parents to be this archetypal parent for you, right? When you're so angry at your parents, it's like, you're looking for them to validate you or give you permission or give me your love, give me your support, give me your nourishment. And it's like, just honor them. Go be a vessel of sharing for your parents. Listen to them, be a source of company. How can you share with your parents? Don't go show up to have anything from them, right? Just be there as a vessel of sharing, and then you're not disappointed. You're not triggered as much. You're not expecting something from them. You don't need that from them. You're looking to the creator for all of that. And it's coming from within you. It's coming from true confidence, core confidence. You're not looking for other people to validate you. You're not giving your power away to people anymore to validate you. It's like, even if you have this healing moment with your parents where they're like, oh, we're so proud of you. You're our dream come true. Sorry we never told you. Sorry for all the things that we did. And you're like, oh my gosh, I'm finally validated. Then you're going through life thinking, okay, people will heal me and they'll validate me and then I'll be better. And then they can turn in a moment's notice, and then there goes your validation, right? Oh, I thought I was validated. You can't give that power to people, because when they take it away, then you're devastated, you're at rock bottom, and you have to rebuild your self-worth all over again. So that is not your source, right? And when that stops being your source, it gives you that fuck you, walk away element where it's like, okay, this is not in alignment with me. This is not clearly in my divinely ordained path, or it's not for me. And so what is not for me is against me, honestly, vibrationally speaking. So I want to be on the path that's for me. What is for me is intended for me, and it cannot be taken away from me. And mountains will be moved, and all it takes is a mustard seed of certainty, emunah, of faith beyond reason, of being able to believe before you can see something, for that seed to sprout and for mountains to be moved. When it's supposed to happen, all it takes is the mustard seed. Everything is an illusion. But when it's not supposed to happen, there's always chaos in it. Now, however, the opponent up levels with you every single time. And so the opponent is going to be there every second to try to throw you off your path, to try to distract you from what's important, to try to ruin you as a vessel of light for the creator. Every time you have an opportunity for a blessing, the Satan, the feminine and masculine opponent, will try to come in and take your blessing. Squander your, winnings, right? Waste your time, waste your energy, waste your good day on a bad emotion, right? Every single thing that's going to help you become a greater channel of your purpose, the opponent's going to be there. Quit hitting yourself, quit hitting yourself, quit hitting yourself. And you have to know that you are going to be constantly faced with resistance, whether it be from within or without. It's gonna be there. You're gonna either not feel like doing it, or the universe is, or the playing field out here is gonna give you obstacles, right? Dodgeballs. Think of Mario constantly, little men on the way to try to keep you from going to the next level. And it's like, you got to jump on them and squash them and kill them. And when you do, it opens up what? Energy for Mario to become big Mario, up-leveled, stronger, more capable. But usually those are spurts, right? And so we have to use those spurts wisely. So forgiveness will open up a lot of power to channel into opening you up to more blessing, because it's actually doing a permanent act that will refine your vessel and give you more affinity with the light. And then, you know, forgiveness is a process, right? It's step forward, but it's layers. It's not like a one and done. Okay. Just an endless gold mine, really. Okay, this is our perception right now that's affecting us, usually kind of like holding us back in a way. The law of attraction has been activated. So if we're focused on what we don't want and we're too focused on the toxicity of what was, then we're not putting our attention on what we're growing and creating. So like, stop obsessing over the past, stop trying to figure it all out perfectly and get closure and all of this. Like, be in the present. Be in the present so that you can create the future. Don't worry about the future. It doesn't exist, and it's not being created if you're worried about it. And don't obsess about the past, because then you're stuck in the past and you're not in the present and you're wasting the present. Your power is in the now. Your effectiveness is in the now. Be with what is. Be realistic about what that actually is, not potential. Potential is dangerous. Potential is a seduction of the Satan. Potential keeps you stuck in this inebriated vision and fantasy that isn't materializing. So put your attention on the present, act in the present. And then focus on what you're creating and stop throwing your vibration off and out of affinity with what you want to be vibrating with, because your vibration just doesn't lie. And so it's the vibration of your perception, right? So there's a tweak in your perception that is off, that is activating the law of attraction in an undesirable way for you. And you're getting what you don't want instead of getting what you do want. So focus more on what you do want. Okay, the outside influence coming in that's influencing us now, true love. Yay, finally, it's come along. Everybody can just hang up their hat. Our true love is here. This is the soulmate card over and over again that we've been getting. Libra, Venus, hot dogs, peanuts. Maybe, but we have to start from a seed level of truly loving ourselves, creating from love, and maintaining a vibration of love. So this starts with self-love. This starts with creating and living in a life that we love. This is being in love with life, and when we are in love with life, then we vibrate with love and life loves us, right? So vibrate with a state of love, and you will be in vibration with love, coming and going. We may have true love happening. Relationships can deepen and improve and heal, but that depends on our healing and our improvement and how we're showing up. And that means that some relationships have ended or will be ending. And, you know, there may be a void period, but that is when you fall in love with yourself so that you can actually manifest someone who is going to be at that level. And instead of going right into something, you're going to be attracting what you just left. Maybe a little bit of improvement, but you have to let that all process. So you may be falling in love with the self deeper so that you can open yourself up for true love to come in. If you have already been in the process, then you may be meeting someone new. We've had messages that seem to suggest that this is a possibility. So be open right now to accepting invitations. Practice healthy boundaries, because you don't want to fill a space with the wrong thing. Remember, the universe loves a void, and so it's going to be sending you tests and maybe almost. So be very, very shrewd right now, because the opponent wants to fill the void too, right? I don't want you to connect with the thing that's really going to be fulfilling. You're going to increase in your power too much. You're going to be in alignment with your divine plan. My job is to try to stop you. So, you know, and really the opponent's real job is to create a fire in us to want to go after the light and push through the dragons to get there. That's our earning of the light. That's what gives us true affinity with the light, right? So, yeah, so maintain the space until it's really, you know, and it like, don't cave in for the almost. That's why you need to get clear on your non-negotiables your deal breakers, the things that you cannot do without, the things that you will not do without, and the things that, you know, you can't, that are just like, that you can't. There's a lot of extra things on people's lists that don't need to be there necessarily. You can question some of the things, like some of the things are negotiable, but like your core needs, like don't negotiate those. Okay, wishes and fears. Detox, eat clean, drink clean, lots of water. You know, it's so funny. So many times when I'm wanting my wishes to come true or my manifestations to get some momentum, a lot of times if I approach it, and this is, remember, a practical issue to overcome, if I get really into a clean routine of like good water, good food, good sleep, you know, really healthy routines, it's like an energetic detox as well as a physical detox. And so purification right now is the name of the game, I guess, you know, just connecting with your hopes by doing these practical things. Detox, eat clean, drink clean, lots of water, flush your system. Don't eat a lot of processed foods. Don't be abusing a lot of substances. As a result, physically, like this is going to manifest in positive things and it's going to help you avoid fears, right? Things that you don't want to happen. Okay. And then the final outcome, probable outcome, is peace and release. Oh my God. Classic Scorpio. Peace, release. Let it go, let it go, let it go. Peace and out. Peace within yourself and surrender. Peace and sweet release. It's like, let the release take what needs to go. Take what is dead. Take the death and leave the jewelry. All right, let's get a few tarot cards to kind of like bring all this message into a cohesive, unified, clear. Let's go deeper. Okay, Eight of Swords. So we are like in this moment where we're leaving this illusion that we're trapped. Do you see how she's just like standing there surrounded by these swords and she's like in loose bindings? She's got this like blindfold on, and so it's like, oh, I don't know what to do, I'm so scared, oh, it's a trap, everything's a trap. That's the number one like trap of the Satan. That's the Satan's greatest hits, the opponent's greatest hits. The devil card, the trick of the devil is to make you feel like there's no other option. You're stuck, you're backed against a corner, you're in a cage, you're restricted, you can't, it's got to be this way. And that's not ever the case. And so we're overcoming that. The feminine Satan, the feminine opponent, the female energy of this, not really female, it's not really gender, but it's like, it's the feminine energy of the opponent, is to make you feel like shit about your mistakes and about how things went. And that is more than just fucking you up in the moment. It like fucks up days, weeks, months, years. So that is even more dangerous, right? That's an even bigger win for the other side. So we can walk right out of this. We're in the proper footwear to do so. We're well equipped in galoshes to get out of this little puddle and walk through these swords. That there's an opening here. You can just walk away from this. This is not really a threat. The sword has been stuck downward into the sand. So there's no one there wielding them. There's no one here but you holding you back. And so you can just walk right out of the situation, take off your bindings, take off your blindfold. And even if you can't take off your bindings and your blindfold, you can certainly walk toward someone who can, you know, walk toward help. Hello, my bindings. Someone take this blindfold off of me. Help me see the light. Okay, next. All right, King of Swords. So really feeling impassioned and determined and devoted and committed to going after what you're passionate about. This is a real realization of self. This is someone who is assured of themselves now, very self-confident, and into the next stage of success and progression. This is, you know, a sense of industry and, you know, having mastered their industry. Having mastered themselves on some level and being committed and devoted to like sticking with something. So very good, very successful. Now, don't be overly domineering and don't be angry or impulsive. Don't be over controlling, but use that fire to fuel your momentum. Six of Swords. So we are on the other side of difficulty. We're healing. We're going towards brighter, sunnier skies, more peaceful shores. You know, a new day is dawning. So we're moving out of a difficult situation and we're on our way to healing. But we're past the conflict and struggle, or at least the worst part of it. And now it's up to us to direct ourselves to go forward and move into a better, more healing direction. New story, guys, like the new chapter is beginning. So where are we going? Five of Cups. So yeah, like all the disappointment, all the things that didn't work out, all the things that have spilled out into the river, mourn it, walk away, right? Don't stay in the sorrow. There has been separation. There has been loss. There have been disappointments, but like, let them go. Make new appointments. Right? Like look forward to new things, but don't stand here in your Victorian mourning outfit for the next year. Move on, move forward, heal, complete, grow, you know, take a step forward in a new direction and allow new seeds to sprout, and stop living in the old stories, the old life, the old way. You know, eclipse season just moved a lot of things out and flushed a lot of things. And so we have to be willing to like let go of that season and then move forward from it and claim that brighter day, right? It's not just going to happen to us. We have to bootstrap into it. Okay, let's grab an Angel Wisdom Tarot card for the next cycle. Ooh, okay, transformation. The Tower card, here it is. I knew it. I mean, we're in Tower energy all day, right? This is not deniable. We did not need the card to tell us this. But yes, this is the transformation. So just let the changes happen that are wanting to happen. Stop resisting it and you'll stop suffering. Like pain is inevitable and unavoidable, but suffering is avoidable and is not inevitable. A significant life experience that requires changes to be made. Powerful and often unexpected revelations. Breaking free of procrastination, releasing old belief systems. False senses of security are coming down, folks. It's gonna shake you to the core. But you know, and you might have already been through this. It's just like, stop resisting the change that's already happening. It's already in motion. There's nothing we can do. Just peace and release. Don't hang on, like fall loose, right? Like be loose on impact. Bring love into the situation. Our Moonology card is New Moon in Aquarius. So revolutionizing energy here, and love will bring in the revolution into the situation. True love is the circumstances that are surrounding us, that are affecting us right now. And so we need to bring love into every situation right now too, so that we will be in a constant affinity with love, so that we will vibrate with love and we will attract love and we will connect with love. And that will open us up to opportunities, to fun experiences, to a life that we love, and possibly people that we love. Okay, let us check in with our manifestations. What do we need to know for this next month in regards to our manifestations, so that we can start manifesting from a seed level of creative inspiration, of passion, of peace and harmony and abundance? Okay, playtime. The dolphins know the importance of playing, as joy creates miracles and manifestations. So it's so true. We need to get in a state of play and having fun with it, because when we're having fun, it's like then we're in a vibration of love. When we think of work as work and toil, we're not in a vibration of love. We're in a vibration of like, ugh. So play. And then play is also very powerful because it demonstrates surrender, certainty, faith, trust in the creator. So play gets our vibration really high. It gets us fluid and in a state of open receiving, and we're not rigid. We're dancing with life, right? So play, be playful. Approach anything that you're doing for your dreams and your goals from a playful sense, and try to stay in that mode, but like also be like, you know, be stable and able to like focus and like show up for your responsibilities, but you can have fun in the process, right? So, you know, you can be having work-life balance and enjoy and celebrate and be social, but also not overindulge, right? Like you can go out and not drink. You can go out and, you know, be healthy. You can do it in balance. You don't have to stay out for many, many hours, right? You don't have to meet up with everyone that wants to meet up. You know, it's like you can balance, right? But use your time intentionally and bring a playful aspect of yourself to what you're doing with your work, but also take time out to play, because that's when you're going to become inspired. And that's when you get like ideas, or you meet people that have good ideas for you, or that could be good collaborators. So you got to get out there and have a good time. Morning affirmations. Say positive affirmations each morning to open up the gates of manifestation. When we speak, this is a portal of life and death, one of the portals of life and death. Our speaking, as human beings, we are referred to as the speaking kingdom. That gives us affinity with the creator, with the light of the creator. The creator spoke reality into being, right? So when we speak, we're activating the law of attraction. So be very careful, the seed level of what you are creating with right now. Be mindful and intentional with the words that you use, because those are the ingredients that you are creating with. So start your day. The seed level of the day is in the morning when you get up. Your prayers are very powerful. That's how you set the intention and call in heavenly support for the day. It's how you align with the light and invite the creator and to be your guide and protector and source for the day. And so it's a very powerful thing to do in the morning, especially. And so if we're doing that out loud in the morning, using our intentions of what we want to create with this day out loud, speaking it into being, it's like you are already activating the law of attraction and setting your day up for success, right? Throw in some gratitude and appreciation, and that's very powerful energy to create with. Okay. Oh, simplify your life. Eliminate clutter from your home, work life. Eliminate clutter from your home and work life to balance the flow of activities. So again, you know, we were talking about cleaning our energy, detoxing our energy, detoxing our diet, detox your space. When I do a big deep clean of the house, or I even like weed the garden, it's like it gets energy moving, and it gets like the flow of things going somehow. It just does. And so you want to cut out what's draining your time in your schedule. Drain out or cut out what's making you less efficient. Cut out the habits that are preventing you from accelerating, right? But a lot of that is like, okay, simplify to amplify. And then literally do physical acts of decluttering and detoxing the different kingdoms of your life. Okay, yes. Your intuition is correct. Take action accordingly. So when you get those divine guidance and those pings, listen to them and follow up. But make sure that you're not doing it like in an impulsive way, reacting to a situation, trying to pacify it because you think like, oh, this is a solution, I can fix this. It's like there's a difference. So acting with intention as a cause consciousness from creator, listening to a small voice within that's probably telling you to do something that you don't want to do. It's not going to be easy to go do that action and take action. You're not going to want to. You're going to probably the voice that's telling you what to do is the one that you don't really like. Oh, I don't want to do this, but you need to eliminate the clutter and keep it clean. And then when you hear the voice of the divine trying to direct you towards your path, follow the ping. Empowerment. You're more powerful than you realize, and it's safe for you to be powerful. So don't hide your light. Don't second guess yourself. Don't hold back. Take the reins of your life and your destiny right now and do it with Source as your co-pilot. But you have to be sovereign. You have to claim this for yourself. That's our job in this life. We're the ones here doing the work to elevate sparks of light that are actually fighting the battle of light and darkness. That's how we do it. Okay, what do we need to know for our love lives coming up for the next month? What is going to behoove us in order to get that much closer to a fulfilling love life? Okay, getting to know each other. Uh-oh, maybe true love. But this is also like, I mean, I'm the dating apps come to mind. I'm not on any, I never have been, but I think about it and I'm just like already too tired. The fucking getting to know people, right? And so don't waste time being full of shit, not being who you are. Like, stop pretending to be something that you're not. Be honest about what you want, who you are, what you're about. Don't put on like a show. Don't put on a persona of like what you think is going to make you more like appealing or desirable. Don't do what they want. Be who you want, and then they'll want you. That's the thing that sets magnetism and attraction. Attraction. You attract the romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. Exactly. So when you're enraptured with life, you become magnetic and you become attractive. And then suddenly you start noticing that like everyone wants to be around you. They all want a piece of your time. And so you start noticing like, oh, when I'm not having fun, or when I'm really like, you know, investing in myself and I'm feeling a love of life, then suddenly I am like radiating that out, and people are like, oh, it makes you stand out, it makes you shine. People want to connect with you, they want to be around your energy, like they like it, it's attractive. So fall in love with life, stop and smell the roses, get to know people slowly. People will reveal themselves over time, and they will present the best part of themselves or pretend to be what you want in the beginning. So don't go quickly into commitments and exclusivity and moving in and titles, because you might not want to be this bound with this person. That we have to like, you know, really take our time when we are looking for a suitor, right? Someone who's a suitable match for us. And so even though they might want to progress things all along very quickly, that may not be what you want after getting to know them in 8 months. And you don't want to waste that either. So get to know people for who they truly are and believe who they truly are showing you. Like when they show you their flags and their ass, believe it. Romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. So something might be coming through. And so, you know what that means? The phonies and the false, like the counterfeits are going to be there too. So when you're a bright light, you're going to attract all the bugs, right? So it's up to you to be discerning. So there's probably something that's going to legit come around soon, or something that you're in is legitimate and will deepen, possibly. So pay attention, your feelings are real and worth exploring. Now, don't take this card too deeply, because sometimes that has meant like a passing crush that's mutual but doesn't go anywhere. So maybe like there's some mutual chemistry somewhere. And you're like, do they like me too? And maybe they do, but don't read too much into it, because, you know, things. We live in the end times. People are flaky. Free yourself. So keep yourself free and liberated and interdependent and independent right now. That way that you have options. And don't settle in too quickly with something that you don't know fully, it hasn't fully revealed itself. So take things slow, be open to accepting invitations, but just don't get sucked into things that aren't really in alignment with you. Don't waste your energy. Don't be tempted and then accidentally get sucked in too deep and further than you wanted to. Keep the void open for what's truly coming in. Free yourself. Claim that independence. It's time to take back control of your life. So do things with intention. With your eyes wide open. Don't get sucked in. Be the cause, not the effect. Okay, let's get some loving motherly advice from Mary, Queen of Angels, Jesus's mom. What does Jesus's mom want to tell us for the next month as we start this new path forward? God, I step out of the way and surrender any need for control in order to make room for God's healing love to flow through me and in this situation. Peace and release. Let God do the work that is happening in your life right now. Trust that it is pushing the needle forward to where you are going to be the most fulfilled and in the most purpose and in the most alignment with your true talents and purpose in this life. Trust that God is directing you into that direction, that obstacles are really detours in the right direction. God's guidance is carrying you, right? So trust, surrender, let the healing happen, and, you know, just know that Creator is really in control in any given moment. And when you know that, you're like, oh, okay, it alleviates so much neuroses. Okay, last word from Jesus. Jesus is gonna get the last word. What is our verse, our quote from Jesus that we need to carry with us through the next cycle? Oh, unto you it is given to know the mystery of the kingdom of God. I'm going to say that again. Unto you it is given to know the unto you it is given to know the mystery of the kingdom of God. Jesus stargazing. This is one of my favorite cards in the deck. All right, you guys. Ta-ta, until next time. Yeah, follow my YouTube channel. I make daily videos, daily content, do shorts. You can go follow my TikTok at Liz_Taylor_Magick. Same handle as my Instagram, Liz_Taylor_Magick. Like this workshop. It'll be a fair energetic exchange that you can do that makes a huge difference. Comment, leave an emoji, share, subscribe to the channel, do all the things, because it helps these messages get out there in the algorithm to the people who need them the most. All right, y'all, good luck out there. Ciao.